Schoolgirl Hitchhikers is a 1973 sexploitation film from director Jean Rollin. Oh my! Even the title credits are naughty. The movie opens with two girls frolicking in the woods. This is Monica and Jackie.
We decided to spend our vacation together, camping around.
Wait, they're camping? I guess Schoolgirl Campers doesn't have the same ring to it.
We were looking for a place to settle down, when suddenly we found ourselves in front of a wall.
No, silly, those are trees. I'm thinking whatever's behind this wall is going to require a tetanus shot. The girls climb the wall and find an abandoned house. Jackie is not equipped with the best footwear for walking through the woods.
We started running around the garden, and it was fun.
Yay! Abandoned homes are the best! The girls then decide to break into the house. Look at this decor. Does a vampire live here? Considering the director, that is a very strong possibility. Monica decides they're going to spend the night there. They then investigate the rest of the house, which really isn't in that bad a shape. I've seen lived-in places up for sale that were in much worse condition. This being a Jean Rollin film, you know what's coming next. Well, movie certainly doesn't waste any time getting to the plot. This isn't what you think. She's just possessed. At one point, the score just gives up. The girls are making so much noise, they attract French Sonny Bono. Turns out the petty thief Fred has been using this house as his hideout. Monica goes for a post-coitus smoke. Barefoot on those old boards? That's just asking for splinters. Monica notices there's someone downstairs. I like how they kept the jiggle in frame. Andy Sidaris would be proud. Monica goes to investigate. She sees Fred and runs away. Fred quickly loses interest and goes back to his book. Only Monica decides to be a scamp. I guess she didn't notice the huge gun he's carrying. This movie just turned into every hide-and-seek survival horror game. Fred goes back to his room and sees the promised land.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I have seen the top of the mountain, and it is good.
Fred is now thankful for every moment in his life that has led up to this. Jackie wakes up and goes looking for Monica.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Would you mind telling me what's going on?
There's no time to explain, only sex. Forget the previous thing. Fred is now thankful for every moment in his life that has led up to this. I used to go urban exploring when I was younger. I never ran into any hot campers. It was usually possums or the occasional drifter. So now that the sex is over, oh wait, it's not? They're gonna need to do something else soon, or this is gonna be a very short episode. So far, there's been 20 minutes out of 30 that I can't show you. The next day, the girls leave.
Thanks for the sex, homie.
The girls do have a tent. Fred hears a car pull up. The dramatic music kicks in, so that means the story is finally gonna start to unfold. The couple goes inside to meet Fred. This room smells like mushrooms and old meat. The couple's there to pick up some stolen jewels. They open the safe and the jewels are missing. Beatrice finds out about the girls and thinks they stole them. They scour the countryside until they find their camp. Fred chloroforms them and takes them back to the house. Fulfilling the director's fetish, Beatrice whips Jackie. She then cuts her hair. Oh no, what are you going to do with that? Jackie then gets the worst mammogram ever. Monica's alone with Beatrice's assistant and tries the art of seduction. It's incredibly effective. So effective, in fact, the entire score changes. Monica knocks the guy out and runs away. For some reason, she gets a detective instead of the police. But not just any detective, the worst detective in France. She tells him the whole story, but I don't think he heard anything past the really hot, lengthy threesome. The detective takes her back to the house to investigate. They open a door and set off the stuck animal sound machine. They search the entire house, but no one's there.
The trouble is, you've seen too many movies.
Yes, worst detective, I imagined everything.
The place is empty. We've looked everywhere.
There's no way they could have just left. Meanwhile, the bad guys are in the gazebo, right next to the house. The detective agrees to stay there the night in case they come back. The bad guys go back inside and run into the detective. Worst detective gets into a shootout and takes cover behind a glass door. He somehow doesn't get shot and they get into a gunfight. Hobo humping Slobo Babe tries to help. Beatrice grabs Monica and rips her shirt off. They get into a slap fight while the gunfight rages outside. The one bad guy runs away and the detective goes inside to save Monica. They interrogate Beatrice when Fred arrives with Jackie.
That's what you get for not counting your chickens before they're hatched.
Wait, what? I thought it was don't count your chickens before they're hatched. They take Monica and leave Jackie. They drive to the hideout, which, as I previously said, is right next to the house. They are 30 feet away. They head back inside the gazebo. The detective asks Jackie to tell him the story. Fred tries to get Monica to talk, but, well, you know what happens. The next day, they load Monica into the car and head back to the house. They're having breakfast? So the detective thought ahead enough to bring overnight supplies, but not enough to investigate the property around the house. This guy is the absolute worst. Fred busts in, and need I say it again at this point? Fred takes the secretary upstairs. Oh no. Everyone in this movie is 110% horny. Monica breaks free and gets a gun. Monica finds Jackie and the detective. Fred arrives with the secretary. So it's a standoff. Just then, and I'm not kidding, the director arrives. Turns out he's the one who stole the jewels. They leave Monica out as bait. The man immediately takes it. He tries to bribe her with jewels for sex. Fred pops up to confront the thief. Hey, you stole what I stole. The guy lets him know that the jewels are fake. Beatrice is not happy. She tries to kill Fred for double-crossing her. However, the detective and the secretary stop her. They go back in the house and, oh, those two are at it again. So, after some horrible torture and unspeakable things, the girls happily trot off into the woods. Schoolgirl Hitchhikers was an early film from erotic horror director Jean Rollin. He usually did movies like The Nude Vampire, so a straight-up crime sexploitation film is an oddity in his catalog. It's probably why he did it under the pseudonym Michael Gentile. And yes, that was him at the end as the man in the red turtleneck. One of the alternate covers for the film has two girls who aren't in the movie. First, I thought this was Tattoo. And then there's this one, both of which heavily imply hitchhiking, something that is most definitely not in the film. Joelle Coeur played Monica. She only acted for 4 years, but managed to do an incredible 20 movies within that time. Many of the movies, like Fly Me the French Way and The D-Maniacs, were from Rollin. Around 1976, French films started to include unsimulated sex acts. The actress had a problem with this. She didn't mind nudity and was fine with softcore, but refused to partake in unsimulated sex and consequently quit the industry. Gilda Arancio played Jackie. Her last role was Blonde Girl Swimmer in Rollin's Zombie Lake. The other actors mostly did films that didn't make it beyond France. The camera they were using for the film made so much noise that they shot the entire thing without sound. They then went back and added in all the dialogue and sound in post. They did 2 versions, one in English and one in French. You'd be surprised at how many foreign films did this back in the day. A year after this, Teenage Hitchikers was released. It has nothing to do with this movie, because it's actually about teenagers that are hitchhiking. Schoolgirl Hitchhikers is a weird film. First half hour is non-stop sex, and torture, horrible detective work, and more sex. In other words, it's a winner. It's the best movie about schoolgirl hitchhikers that includes neither schoolgirls nor hitchhiking.
Stand up.